Okay. Refresh the stream. All right, let's try this again. Ready with a fresh stream. Welcome in, y'all. I'm jerikandra. Excited to run Chrono Trigger 100% glitchless for you today. 100% means all side quests, not like all chests or all armor or anything like that. But yeah, let's just get it started. If you like time travel, this is the game for you. And it's an oldie but a goodie. All right, I'll start. I'll give it a 3, 2, 1 countdown. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So we start with the classic story of the mom waking up the main character. I feel like a lot of games start this way, actually. First thing we're gonna do is set some battle speed parameters. We start off with battle speed 3, and we'll be adjusting battle speed throughout the run. We're also setting cursor memory to full so we can kind of remember what you're doing. Remember like what text and what items you're using. So anyways, we're off to the fair. We're gonna meet a girl right away. Best way to meet a girl is just to kind of bump into her. If you didn't know that, give it a try. No, don't really do that. All right, we're gonna talk to Marley first. We're gonna pick up the pendant. We're gonna give it back to her, and she's gonna join us. All right, so to continue the story, you have to actually talk to somebody, and we just happen to, need some gear. So that actually opens up the next part of the story here. But first, Marley wants some candy, so we kind of gotta wait here. Mom warned us not to meet girls right away. All right, she had her fill. And our friend Luca has this contraption that is a teleporter machine. So normally in the story when you're casually playing, you would have Chrono try the portal out. He goes through, it works great. The nice little skip here is we can skip that because we can just go directly and have Marley try the portal, and that's where things go awry. So yeah, instead of going to the other side of the portal, Marley's pendant interacts with the invention and she like disappears basically. Off to another dimension, maybe another time. So Lucas' dad's like, show's over, folks. We just disappeared a girl. It's not good. Very big pigtails. Thank you. All right. So, of course, Chrono being, us being the main character, the hero that we are, we're going to pick up the pendant and we're going to go after her. So we'll have a first fight right here, and the best case is moving the cursor to hit the right mob first. It's a little tight to get, so let's see if we'll get it. If not, that's okay, but just it saves like a second, I think. Oh, we got it, but we didn't get it before he hit us. Nice crit. What machine works by smashing it with a hammer like that? Yeah, good question. Ask Luca. Alright, here's bird skip. We'll do that several times in the run. It's like a couple pixels that you have to get right there. Alright, first off we're going to the forest. We're going to grab a strength capsule. And we're dodging a bunch of mobs throughout this forest. Every time we run through here, just it's where you run. And we're going up to the castle. At the castle, the guards stop us, but the queen says, "I know this man, he's my friend." And we're just like, the frick? Whack-a-mole? So we're gonna go investigate. On a casual run, you might like question people and talk to the king and all this stuff, but we're gonna go straight to the queen's room. Somehow they're gonna let us be alone with the queen, which is a little weird, if you ask me. But, you know, she requested it, so. This is the PC version, Red Ace. And so you'll see us using auto battle a lot. Every time you use auto battle, it speeds up animations 50%. But it also, if it becomes your turn during auto battle, you auto attack. And most of the time we don't just want to attack. And so there's a lot of turning auto battle off and on throughout the run. All right, so here we have the little Back to the Future grandfather paradox that's happening. And, you know, just like Marty McFly, like starting to just disappear from the picture, she just, this is Marley, and she just disappeared from reality. And so that's what Luca's gonna explain here to us. She followed us through the portal. But basically we find out Marley, this girl that we met at the fair, is really the princess in our time. And we've gone back to 600 AD, 400 years in the past. And Queen Lean was missing, the queen in that time, but now that they think Marley was the queen, and so they stopped looking for the queen, and so that queen will die. And then Marley will cease to exist through her lineage. Timey-wimey stuff. So our next mission is we gotta go find the real queen to keep this from happening. All right, did a little bit of equipment swap there. We're gonna do some fights in the forest to get a couple skills. This first one will get a Cyclone for Chrono. All right, and then this one we're gonna use Cyclone and we're gonna get Fire Whirl as well. All right, with that we can go in and go after the queen. Go find the queen. So we're going to this cathedral. This Naga fight has a bit of RNG in that you can't target 2 at a time. We want at least 2, hopefully 3 is the best RNG. If they start like slowing and stuff. Okay, so they're moving down already, so decent RNG. The best RNG is when you can target 3 at a time. but we'll take 2 at a time. And then we get introduced to Frog. To progress, we're going to play the organ. And the secret door will open. Cool. Alright, in here we see a bunch of fiends. We're gonna dodge a lot of them. We're gonna get a couple of them to you know, get certain techs and skill ups. We're also grabbing a couple items like a sword and a strength capsule. What we're trying to get at this point is X-Strike, and that is something that Frog and Chrono get a dual tech together. Actually, I want flamethrower. And so this next fight we're going to do twice for that purpose. We'll go out, come back in, kind of go around these, and then that'll pop those guys back out. Oh, I missed one. He moved too fast. Nice crit. We got one more fight that should get us X-Strike. Alright, we got Frog, a new sword. Another organ. Gonna do some quick equipping here. A little menuing. And we're leaving Luca. We did not heal Luca on purpose there. So for this first boss battle, he keeps counterattacking, but he stops doing that if Luca's dead. So we actually let Luca die for this. And this is the guy who is holding the queen, basically, pretending to be the chancellor. So the strat for this fight is 6. I think we can only get 5 X-Strikes off, but it's about we maximize Chrono's MP use and then just auto battle to finish him off. All right, and we want Luca on attack there. Nice. Alright, then we'll just auto battle to finish him off. Crit would be lovely, guys. Come on. Okay. Not a bad start. So we saved the queen. And therefore Marley will still be born. Unfortunately, Frog leaves the party. He's kind of ashamed that the queen got captured in the first place. We'll see more of him later. But let's get Marley back. Alright, so we're going to go back to our own time. We don't want to talk to Frog on our way out because it adds several seconds of dialogue. Unfortunately, there is no reverse bird skip in PC. And you might notice me trying to avoid diagonals. The other thing about the PC version of this is that they really messed up the diagonal movement, that it's very slow. So I try to avoid it for the most part, but it feels really harder to avoid on the world screen. And so you'll see me still use it on the world screen a lot. Anyways, we're going back to our time, and we're gonna take Marley home. Now we know she's the princess, and we're gonna get our hero's welcome for rescuing her. And so what does that hero's welcome include? Getting arrested. So essentially, the Chancellor and the King all say that Chrono abducted the princess, and so now they're going to put him on trial. So this trial is interesting. There's a lot of things that if you play around with the minigames at the fair before you come to this part, there is the little minigames and the things that you can do dictate what the jurors will say about your final plea. I know, told you Mom warned us not to meet girls right away. It's true. This is what happens. Girls are trouble, watch out. So interestingly enough, one of the things that you can do is whether you talk to Marley first before you pick up the pendant, or if you pick up the pendant first. So that will get you like a not guilty situation. It also adds extra time if you pick up the pendant first, because there's going to be more dialogue around it. So for the most part, because we don't do a lot in the fair, we get a not guilty plea. There is one juror, the second juror actually, that is still RNG at this point, and there's one little thing. It's helping a little girl find her cat. And so if you talk to the little girl and you don't find the cat, it's guilty. If you talk to the little girl and you do find the cat, it's not guilty. But if you don't do any of that, then it's RNG of what it is. And that was juror number 2 here, and he came up with a not guilty. So we'll get a unanimous not guilty plea today, which we want. The more guilty. So interestingly enough, on SNES, you want guilty because of the extra dialogue in the not guilty situation. But on PC, because we have instant text and turbo, you actually want not guilty beach simply because it's slower animation for the jurors to walk to the left side of the screen. Nope, it's RNG, as you see, because we didn't do any of the cat quest at all, the little girl, her cat. And so because of that, it tends to be a random. It can be guilty, it can be not guilty. And so in this case, it's not guilty. So what getting a not guilty plea is, you do get the extra dialogue here where the chancellor says, hey, this guy's not guilty. He's just, he's supposed to be going to jail for 3 days, but he's like, there's an execution. He's like really down to like just kill Chrono. So you can wait around in jail for execution, and eventually Luca will come save you. Of course, on the run, we're gonna take things into our own hands because it's faster. Thankfully, they didn't take away my sword. Kind of arrogant of them. All right, so we're gonna do some guard fights along the way, and we want to end up with 8 MP left for the boss fight. So the ideal thing is that you don't fight these guards, but if you do, we're gonna auto battle them instead of cycloning, so we can save our MP. Okay, we got the sneak attack off there. And we skip those shield fights. All right, this is the last fight here. We are not on tech. All right, before the boss fight, we're gonna switch to battle speed 6 because this is a very tight fight. Now Luca shows up, and she's going to help us with the boss fight. So this fight is like I said, very tight, and both Luca and Chrono will be very low health. There's RNG where you do have to resurrect one of them at the end of the fight. Good RNG is you don't. So we'll see how this goes. One, two, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I totally missed it. Oh, frick. Alright, this is bad news. We need to heal up. And try this again. I thought I was being fast enough, and apparently not. Alright, gotta kill the head. Come on, stop healing. Okay. Ah. Come on. Alright, Ron's gonna die. I'm gonna res him again. Oh, right. We don't have enough. Alright, well, that went really bad. That's okay. Yeah, it's just the beginning of the normal day. Alright, so that went completely off script. But we're gonna do guard skip next. So yeah, if you walk right next to that guard, then they don't run after you and you save a little bit of time, a little bit of dialogue. But yeah, the ideal thing for that dragon tank fight is you hit the head 7 times and then Chrono Cyclones, and that kills the head, and there's no more healing. But I wasn't fast enough, and the heal went off before I could Cyclone and kill the head, and so that's why we had to like heal up and do a bunch of screwing around. The only bad thing is we had to use a lot of Athenian waters, and I'm not sure if I have enough for Guardian if things go bad. Alright, so what we find in this forest is another gate, and we're going to take it to kind of get away from these guys. And we don't know where it goes. So interestingly enough, if you're turboing for this part, if you're not careful, you'll turbo right back through the portal again. And so we watch here for Luca's 2 text boxes after she moves to the door. And then we let go. All right, this, we kind of go through here. It's about it. It's used the timing as well as using the rats. The rats stealing from us along with picking up things from chests, and the dialogue that comes up in front of that. When you do that, stop, or it makes it so you can skip several encounters. that you usually are unskippable. Alright, some quick equips. And then we're going back to battle speed 3. Do I have... Oh, I have 2 Athenian waters. Okay, good. I'm good. So what we are is that we're in like a derelict future, it seems like. That's we don't know that for sure yet. And everybody is like starving. They have these machines called the Enertron that will keep you alive, but you still feel hungry, so you're not getting sustenance, but your body's recharged enough to live. So it's kind of like, it doesn't sound comfortable, let's put it that way. So we're going into the basement where nobody's come back from to find the food for them. And this is why nobody's come back. There's a robot guarding everything. Alright, so we're trying to kill the bits before the middle. And then we'll auto battle. It'll count down and then redo the bits. If you hit the middle when the bits are alive, they do a horrible Delta Storm triple tech attack that is we don't want. So nice crit. Fine, we got some, oh, we got more crits. This should kill before the countdown happens, before the bits revive. Okay, not a bad guardian. Worst case scenario there, you have to res somebody. Even if you have to res somebody, you can usually still do it in 2 rounds. It's rare that I've ever had to do like 3 full rounds of Guardian. So what we find in here is a dead body and a seed. And the note on the body says, that rat you saw is not a statue, catch it. And so we're gonna catch this rat. And he'll tell us the password to the console. Once you catch him, you actually have to kind of like slow down because he's kind of slow. But because you don't want to like run into him because it just causes delay. Alright, so that's how we get the password. What we're looking for is a way home, and so basically there's a computer in here that'll tell us where we can find another gate that'll take us back to our time. And that's what this is. So we see on the map that this dome down here is where we need to go to find where there's another portal to take us home. Meanwhile, Marley's like, what's this button do? Never do that. Never do that. and we find out what happened to this future. So this is like, this says 1999, Day of Lavos, and we see kind of a catastrophe that basically, apocalypse that ruined the world. And there you go. But apparently that's the last road, because we basically leave the jet bike there and we have to keep walking. Okay, and I checked our health when we missed that skip earlier, and we don't need to heal. We're gonna go right into this fight in here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 1995, they thought the world was ending in 1999. Alright, we're walking to avoid those robots there. Alright, so Robo has a fun little thing here. We find this robot, Luca fixes him up, and then Robo's song sounds a lot like the Rick Roll song. So I'll show you what I mean. Gives us 2 bars to start out. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Oh, and then that's how you know it's time to name Robo. Put that on a loop. Alright, so Robo says, oh, this door, yeah, it should open, but you have to cut the power first to reboot the system. And he's gonna go help us do that, but we're gonna leave, someone has to stay behind to open the door when we do it. So we're leaving Marley behind to do that. And we'll have to go up into this factory to turn the power off. Actually. Alright, berserker, shelter. Alright, we get some good hits, that's decent. Oh, yeah. It's nice when you can get a 1 round. Alright, so these slimes, we'll have to do a slime fight coming up here. And the green ones counterattack if they're near an orange one. So ideally, RNG wise, we want this next slime fight to have minimal greens or all greens. And then you kind of have to decide which ones you're going to hit. 3 greens is not ideal. Alright, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to get rid of the oranges. There's a counter. Okay. She was supposed to go after the orange one. But yeah, that one died. Alright, really? That. So we want Chrono to end on Cyclone there for the next fight, which is a boss fight. And it's, again, pretty tight. Alright, so we're gonna heal up Chrono and Luca. And then switch to Battle Speed 5. Got a super secret password where you hold down all 4 buttons. And then we can turn off the power. And of course the alarm goes off. So we're like, alright, we gotta get out of here. Hey, thanks, Madeline. Alright, so we're coming right into the R-Series fight here. They're gonna basically want to beat up Robo. So basically the robots are saying, Robo, what are you doing? Humans are the enemy. And he says, these humans are my friend. And they say you're defective, and they start beating him up. And if we try to help, you just kind of get knocked out of the way. So we want to minimize time loss, and so we just kind of chill in this spot. I do align Chrono to a spot here where it's going to minimize the animation when the battle starts. Alright, so we want to get our revenge on Robo. And besides, they're going to try to obliterate us, so we're also kind of self-defense here at this point. Okay, good. Got the back row done. Alright, so we get Robo back and we're going to repair him. Well, Luca's going to repair him. Hey Loon, thanks for the good luck. Welcome in. Oh, you got a Luca emote, Darth? That's cute. So this is how the game introduces parties and how you can only have 3 characters in a party at a time. And that is if you go into a portal with 4 characters, you end up at the end of time, which is kind of a holding place where all these time gates connect. And there happens to be a handy dandy old man there to like explain things for you. Oh, and that one too. Those are cute, Darth. Alright, so we're gonna leave Robo behind for this next part. Simply because he can't get magic, and we're gonna get ourselves some magic. So how do we get magic? So this guy explains that humans innately have magic since a certain time period, and he's gonna give us ours if we go around the room 3 times. Simple enough, right? That's 1, 2, 3. Thanks for the good luck there. So Chrono gets light magic, which is lightning and wind. It's not meant to be like lightning magic, it's light magic. Marl gets ice, which happens to also be kind of water in some ways. And then Luca gets fire. And here we want to make sure we say no. We don't want to try out the new abilities. It's time loss. And we're getting out of here. So this portal goes back to our time, but it's not our continent. And what we find here as we come out of this person's cupboard is zombie infest. Run around the room 3 times to get magic. Yes. If you wanted magic your whole life, you were missing out. You just had to run around the room 3 times. All right, so we're gonna go in here. We're gonna grab some items from these people's houses. Speed capsule and a magic capsule. And we're gonna go talk to Melchior and buy some stuff from him before we go on back to our place, our home. Oh, battle speed. That's what it is. Back to 4. So everything in this cave is fairly physical resistant, and so we're mostly gonna be skipping. But these are all kind of magical beings, basically. So that's why we just used a bunch of magic stuff. And we'll be doing a lot of escaping as well. There's a bunch of unskippable encounters. Alright, this is a skip if I can get it. Okay, we got it. I'm also getting a couple different chests along the way, mostly to sell, to be able to buy more potions coming up here. Yeah, Chrono Trigger music is some of the best video game music out there, really. It's crazy to think like how good this game is, and it's from 1995. Alright, I am gonna throw, we did get a weird encounter there. I'm just gonna do this real quick, just to make sure Chrono's full. Alright, and this is the boss of this zone, Heckran. And again, we're gonna use a bunch of magic attacks on him. Alright, and then he has his, like, counterattack situation. And so we're gonna wait till he comes out of that stance and go back at it. Alright, counterattack situation again. This will be the final round. If I did it right. Okay, so what Heckran says is something about some guy named Magus, Lord Magus, and something about Lord Magus and Lavos, and we're like, oh, we need to find out about this Lord Magus person. He knows, like, he created Lavos or something. Lavos destroys the world. So we're gonna get an extra piece of gear for Luca here. To do that, you have to let Tava and her dad talk to her mom for a second, and then he'll be downstairs to give it to you. Then we go back to the fair, and we're gonna fight. We're gonna do one of the mini games that we didn't do earlier, and that is fight Gato, the robot cat. We're gonna fight him 3 times to get a bunch of silver points, and we'll need those later in the run to play a different minigame. Hey, thanks for the donation. Really appreciate it, DaftyCon. We are raising funds for the Open Medicine Foundation. This whole marathon, really awesome cause. near and dear to our hearts as well, because the runners of this marathon are actually basically have stuff going on that does affect. I forget the specifics, but yeah, thank you so much for your donation. I really appreciate it. All right, this is 2, I think. I hope we have to fight him 3 times. Magus sounds like a pushover. Well, if only, Zombie Infest. If only. Okay, we're hoping that's 3. Pretty sure that's 3. So we're going back to the past again, because that's basically the Heckran mentioned that Magus was in 600 AD. So we're gonna go back and investigate. This also connects the gates up into the end of time, which we didn't currently have. So as you go back through some of these gates we'd gone through, they all start to connect with the end of time as the central spot. All right, so we gotta do bird skip again. And we're gonna go down to the bridge here, and we're gonna see like the Kingdom of Guardia is fighting a war, and the captain of the guard there says that they're out of food, so we're gonna go to the castle. And you know, we're kind of runaway prisoners in the present in the castle, but in the past we saved the queen, so we're like celebrities there. The guards are like, who are you? Oh, it's you. So here the trick is you want to talk to the chef, and then he will have a bunch of dialogue with his wife. Once he says, mind your own business, you leave, and then he'll come after you and give you the food. So if you're thinking like, why isn't he giving me food? Why isn't he giving me the food? That's the deal. You have to get him to a certain point in his dialogue and then leave, and then he'll come give you the food for the troops. So yeah, so the troops are fighting this battle on the Xenon Bridge, and it's a battle against these magic fiends, magic users, and they're not doing so well. So we give them the food, but man, they're in dire straits, and so we're gonna step in. I don't know what they would have done if we hadn't stepped in. Maybe they would have lost this battle. And the trick to these first couple battles here, we're introduced to Ozzy, and he is using these, like, he's like a necromancer at this point, and he's like using these skeletons to fight troops. The trick here is if you hit Ozzy instead of the skeletons, oh, and I just hit the wrong one, then left's not right. There we go. Then the skeletons disappear and it's all done. So that's the trick. Is you gotta hit Ozzy, not the skeletons. You can kill the skeletons, it's just longer, but it's quicker to hit Ozzy. Thanks, Windless. Quick equips. Alright, we're switching to Robo. Robo's still on Berserk. For this boss fight, we want Robo. We want the head to die first. We don't want Robo hitting the butt. So everyone tell Robo to not hit the butt. If he does, we're gonna Cyclone on Chrono to get the most damage, but if he starts hitting the butt more than twice, then, okay, he hit the head, good. Then we'll have to switch and only be hitting the head. Okay, good. So far he's being good. He's hitting the head. Okay, there's one hit to the butt. Keep up the head. Here's death, death, death. Ideally we kill the head very close now, very soon. Okay, not ideal that Luca gets the MP bust, but we'll make it work. Alright, decent enough. We're gonna do some selling and buying here. We're gonna sell all our mid-ethers and all our ethers and every sword and weapon except the air gun. And then we're gonna buy a bunch of nice little supplies that we'll need. Yeah, Ozzy always runs away. Alright, we're keeping Robo on Berserk. This is a Berserk Robo strat. There is a strat where you don't do that. It can be faster, but obviously there's more RNG if Robo's on Berserk, so it's more fun in some ways. You get to yell at Robo more. Mountains are nice. Woolseyisms. So interesting, you can skip this fight on SNES, but it's very tight, very hard to skip on PC because of the bad diagonals. You have to get past those guys before that bird arrives at the top. Alright, there's a skip coming up here where you just give Chrono like 3 steps up, and then we can skip. If you miss one of these, you are fighting 4 fights in a row. It's a pretty bad time loss. Alright, but we're coming down here. We're going to grab a silver earring, which gives you more HP. And we will use that a lot during the run. Yeah, we're coming up on the mountains are nice part. This guy will keep saying mountains are nice, and then we bug him, and then he's like, you're not gonna leave me alone unless I give you this. Okay, so he gives us a magic capsule. Yeah, got the skip both times, thankfully. I missed that skip the other day, and I had not missed that skip in a long time, and I was like, oh god, it's painful. Alright, this one, if you don't time this right, this guy bumps you down and then wakes up those Ogans, and you have another fight on your hands. So, but we are at the next boss fight. Yeah. Mazimune, so we have Maza and Mune protecting this special sword. And so they'll have two forms. One with them together, where we try to like mesmerize one, keep him asleep, and then we'll see which one Robo hits. Okay, good. He's hitting the right one. Okay, he hit the wrong one. Nice. Okay, so then their final form is they merge and fuse together as some beefy, big, beefy dude. First appearance of the shift got real. Alright, not too bad. Actually rainbowed that. So what we find is these two are kind of the keepers of the sword, and it's not actually a sword at this point, it's a blade, a broken blade. So we're not sure what we're going to do with that yet, but there's also a hero medal that's tied into this thing. Basically, a kid's been running around with a hero medal, and everybody's thinking he's the hero from old. Alright, we're going to take a Berserker off. So we're going to get the hero medal from him. He ran away earlier. And so we know he's not the medal. We're pretty sure it belongs to Frog. And so we're gonna go show Frog the Mazamian blade and the hero medal. And he's oh hey look, it's a new. He's pretty depressed still. He's not really gonna do much. Chrono. Run is blessed by new, exactly. So, but we find in his dresser, we kind of snoop around, we find a broken hilt, and on it are the initials of Melchior, which is the dude we met on the other continent. So we're gonna go ask him if he can put this sword back together for us. Another new! This is a good luck for the run, I think. Noblesse. Yes, all life begins with new and ends with new. Alright, we're gonna eat the cake to heal up after the Mazamune fight. These lovely people give us some cake here. Thank you. We're gonna talk to Melchior and he's gonna be like, I can't put the sword together unless you have some of this special rare red rock called Dreamstone. And he's like, it hasn't been around for ages. And we're like, wasn't there a portal at the end of time that went to 65 million BC? So yes, we're gonna go to the dinosaur age. And right away we're attacked by reptiles. Hey, I'm all in, welcome in. But Ayla comes in and starts kicking some butt. Best girl next to Luca. I tend to like Ayla and Marley. Everybody has their own preferences for best girl, I feel like. Alright, so Ayla is like this really like strong cave girl. And she's like kind of enamored with the fact that we beat up the reptiles, and she wants to invite us. She says we're strong and wants to invite us to her tribe for a party. And so we're gonna take her up on her invitation. We actually ask her about this red rock we're looking for, and she's like, rocks are everywhere, come to my party. And we're like, okay. A raw boot? I know, Ayla throws Chrono around like he's nothing, so. Alright, so she says dance babonga. And here to get the script going, we talk to Robo and he dances 4 times. And we talk to him one more time, and then we can have our little drinking contest with Ayla. You can also talk to Luca, and she'll go dance around too. But this is just for speed. Minimal interactions. Minimal dialogue. Yes, we're gonna have a soup drinking contest. I believe the Japanese version of this, it was alcohol, but when they first released this in the US, it was called soup. And so I like to joke that it's called soup. But yeah, they call it Skull Smash in this version. And of course, Turbo always wins against Ayla. Skull Smash. And Ayla gives up. She's like, oh, too much Skull Smash. You got a hard crush on Ayla when you were a teen, Windless? I don't think you're alone. I don't think you're alone. All right, so we wake up kind of hungover, but the gate key is missing. Someone has stolen the gate key. These are like footprints. And so we're going to talk to Ayla about it. And she's going to agree to come help us find our stuff. So we're going to take her and Robo. And what we find is that Kino, Ayla's like, I don't want to say her mate yet, but, you know, basically her mate, or soon-to-be mate, was jealous of the attention she was giving us, and so he stole the gate key, but then the Reptides came and stole it from him. So, yeah, how your head feels after that. It's true, it's the hangover. Watch out for the skull smash. Alright, so we should be able to go through this whole zone without getting any encounters. All right, and into the Reptite lair. These things get shocked when you lightning them, and their defense goes down as well. And this is a timing thing. We're going to grab this chest. Alright, and we're approaching our next boss fight here. So we have both Robo and Ayla on Berserk, and Chrono's going to be lightninging to keep the defense down on Nisbel. Key is, if Ayla gets 2 crits in the first 2 cycles, then we only have to worry about 2 cycles. So let's count crits together, chat. And that one doesn't count. Okay, that's 1. Now Chrono's got to start healing. Okay, it doesn't seem like we're gonna get it. Oh, we did it. Okay. Hopefully we should be good for a 2-round then. Oh, maybe not. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. Fine. Maybe it's 3 crits. Every other time I've done it, I've probably had more than 2 crits. Oh, that sucks. Okay, we'll start healing. Free round it is. That was unfortunate. Unfortunate. I must just not be... I don't know why that's happening actually. Maybe it's I'm not getting lightning off fast enough, so that first hit is a miss, or is happening when the defense is down. Anyways, we got the red rock. We got our gate key back. We're gonna take Berserker off Robo. And we're gonna go see if Melchior can make us a new sword. Yeah, exactly. Got the Dreamstone, the Gate Key. Time to go see a man about a sword. All right, Luca's gonna help him. We're gonna kind of hang out while they make the sword. If you push on Melchior here, it'll advance his dialogue a little faster. And we just kind of stay out of the way for the rest of it. Yeah, let Melchior cook. We stay out of the way. Shiny brand new Mazamune sword. Or Mazamune, as they say. I always pronounce things wrong, but that's what I'm used to saying is Mazamune. And we're gonna go show it to Frog and see what he thinks. Bird skip again. Alright, so we're gonna get some flashbacks about Frog and his life as we like spend the night and he makes a decision about what he's doing. And I should take a bathroom break, so I'll be back. So Frog wakes up and tells us he's joining us, and we're gonna go after Magus. Everybody, is that part of the charm? I'll take your word for it. I'm all in. Alright, we're taking Robo, and we're getting out of here. Alright, and we got a couple more scenes here. So between these two sets of scenes, you kind of understand what happened to Frog. Yeah, Titus versus Titus. I also say Titus. At least when there's voice acting, you hear how it was meant to be, apparently. The Mazmune, if you please. You have to say, like, for 1995, the graphics and the effects of this game are just phenomenal. Oh, the cutscene? Yeah, we just skipped the cutscene because we can for the speedrun. But yeah, but the 1995 version of the cutscene was already pretty freaking cool. Alright, we're off to the Fiend Lord's Keep. Magus's castle. Bipedal frog, cleave a mountain with a legendary broadsword. It's true. Not every day. Unless you play Chrono Trigger every day. Alright, so in the castle, first thing we do, we have to like traverse a bunch of the rooms. You can talk to the people, but nothing's gonna attack you yet. And so you have to like traverse this side and then back down and then traverse the other side. And then stuff will become active. And guess who's back? Our good old friend Ozzy. Grand Leon? Okay, now we really want to avoid talking to people or it'll start battles. And we're going to equip Frog. And we're going to be doing Flea. So Flea is, this is like a fake Flea. And it does an MP bust. So that's why we have Frog on Berserk. So Flea will start to try to do a bunch of stuff like put you to sleep, do some dots, just all kinds of like effects. And so we're trying to battle that while letting Frog do his business. And we also want Robo to die because one of Flea's abilities is something called the Look, which makes Chrono like hit everybody. And if Robo dies, Flea stops doing that. So we want Robo to die. should be in the zone there. Decent flea fight, actually. Could have gone a lot worse. So the next boss is Slash, and we're also just gonna do a bunch of auto battle and healing, nothing too crazy. They're also fabulous. Flea. Taking care of what? Alright, so this first phase, we kind of just auto battle. We shouldn't have to heal. We might want to heal Robo. Just gonna make it easier. Oh, that was horrible timing. Okay, good. I got it off in time. Alright, I do need to heal Frog. Now I need to heal Chrono and Robo. Alright, now he's doing his counterattack. That was unfortunate. Oh. Alright, so we get Slasher's sword after that. Putting Luca back in. Power glove, power scarf. All right, a bunch of fights. We're gonna escape some. We're gonna fight some. At some point we're gonna get enough tech points for Fire Sword, and we're gonna watch for that, because if we don't get enough, we have to have that for the Magus fight. And so we'll do an extra bat fight before Magus if we don't have it yet. Oh, I just nicked it with my toe. Oh, we're not gonna have trouble getting fire sword. How do you skip the fights? How do you escape or how do you skip? The skips are just avoiding certain triggers. Alright, is this a 9 o'clock? Yes. Alright, so we just missed not skipping that hole. So that whole room is littered with holes. And then these skips are just about waiting for these rollies to pass you and then holding up when you're passing these other ones. There's one here where we also have to like turn our back to this guy and then he'll let us pass. And that's that. Alright, then this one we're gonna skip. Or escape, I should say. And then this one we gotta do, these jugglers, if you do magic on them, they become magic resistant. If you do physical on them, they become physical resistant. So we do magic thing on them all, and then we do an X strike on each one. Alright, we got fire sword. So these fights we just skip by going up the right side of the wall. And then this last encounter at the door, as long as Chrono's as long as Chrono's facing to the left. Come on, let me escape. Then you won't get that encounter. Alright. Traditional Aussie fight. Where he doesn't actually want to fight. Dark Mail, Silver Earring, Berserker, Speed Belt. Alright, so this is the bat fight that we would take if we didn't have Fire Sword yet. But we have it, so we can completely skip it. Alright, this Magus fight is a little intense. He has two phases. Frog is on Berserk. Every time Frog hits with the Mazamian, he could hit him twice before a barrier changes. But every time we attack, it immediately changes the barrier. And the only barriers we want are fire and lightning, because those are the ones we'll react to. And so what we'll do is we'll let Frog die, and then we'll only resurrect him to keep hitting during fire and lightning. Okay, water's a horrible first start. Fire is better. Yeah, we're gonna play it safe. Okay, light. Now Frog's not there, kind of messing with us. Let's do this. Resurrect Frog. We let Frog hit him once to get the magic resist down and more damage in between cycles. And then we'll do a lightning. Okay, we got lightning again. Lightning again, okay. Water sucks. Okay, lightning, he just wants to do lightning today. Okay, finally a fire. Be nice if this pushed. And I think it did. Okay, the juicer. We're gonna heal Chrono. Phase 2. Too bad. We saved a minute. Decent Magus, even though it was a lot of lightning. It was a lot of lightning. We could use more fire, but I've had a lot worse lately. I've had a lot of water, shadow, water, shadow, water, shadow. And it's really bad because you can't do anything. You're just sitting there like keeping hitting him, trying to get him to give you a different barrier. Same as casting Shell. Oh yeah. Alright, so story-wise, Lavos, turns out he didn't create, or Magus didn't create Lavos, he was summoning Lavos to kill him. And we interrupted that by fighting Magus, and because of that, it pulled us into a different gate, and we ended up back in the 65 million BC era. Yeah, seeing a win before the second goes off is fun. But doesn't happen. I don't see it very often. So story-wise, at this point, Ayla is dealing with some stuff where some people from her tribe got captured by the reptites, and so she's off to like go save them. We're gonna check our potions, make sure we have at least 20. Okay, we do. And then kind of see what the heck's going on. So that we see Ayla asking the elder for the dactyl to go after these people, and the elder's like, "What are you doing? You're gonna die trying to do this." But eventually he lets her do it. And so she runs off, and so we run off and chase her, and we're like, "Hey, we're your friends. We want to help you."
And you and I are so that says a lot. There he is.
All right, this skip's kind of fun. You just slide behind this rock.
Well, he hasn't got it yet, but I mean, if we leave, then
All right, so we get Ayla, and we're like, "We're your friends. Let's do this together." What's with the ears? Oh, I'm an elf. That's what's with the ears. Simple as that. I'm an elf. All right, and we're taking Luca with us. All right, we're doing headband, power scarf, silver earring, speed belt. Thanks. All right, so we're gonna escape a bunch of fights on the way here, and then there's gonna be a lot of skips in this zone. And again, there's the skips in here. If you miss them, it's like sometimes several fights. And they aren't fun fights. Thanks for the raid, Rye Guy. Appreciate it. Y'all, if you're just joining, doing a Chrono Trigger 100% glitchless speedrun today, and as a part of this awesome, really lots of lore marathon, raising funds for the Open Medicine Foundation in Canada. Appreciate all your donations, and also appreciate you just being here and hanging out. So thank you. All right, so we let Kino out, and then he's gonna let the other prisoners out, and then he's gonna actually open a door we couldn't previously open. This room, if you don't get the exact spots here, it will teleport you all over the room with encounters and all kinds of stuff. Alright, now we gotta do some XP grinding. We're gonna do about 7 fights. And I can tell you about the next boss fight while we're doing that. Still have glitched weapons. So any SNES glitches are not, they don't work on PC. They've been patched, as far as I know. So that was one. Yeah, plus we're doing 100% glitchless anyway. But yeah, there are no PC glitches. I know about all the bugs on the wall. I have found a weird glitch that if you do a full hundo run and you don't save and you save at the very end for a New Game Plus save, it saves a weird glitch save file. I'm still trying to figure out if there's some way to like use that to like further, you know, do a fun glitched PC run, but so far I haven't figured that out yet. So anyways, we're coming up on this next boss fight. We're basically going to be thunder chomping 3 times, and then he will shoot lightning back out at us, just like the previous Nizbel version. And we'll kind of heal up, and we'll keep doing the three things. So it's basically a dual tech lightning thing. Oh, I just hit the wrong one. Shows you an example of the different skips in there. All right. So yeah, we're gonna thunder chomp 3 times, and then heal up, and then thunder chomp 3 times, and then we're gonna fire sword and be done. So this is 1. That's 2. Here's 3, and we'll have to heal up. Usually Luca is a good first one. So here's 1. Two. Alright, then fire sword kill. Alright, now we're going straight to Tyranno. glove, speed belt, guardian bangle. Like to do it on battle speed 2. So the glitch save file, Makura, I assume that's what you're talking about. It basically creates a new game file that's not a new game plus file, but it has the post-game dungeons. And so you can start a real new game and still have access to the post-game dungeons. Mind you, you can't actually get to them because of their placement until you have a flying epoch. So that's why it's negligible about what it really gives you on the speedrun. Alright, here we just put Azala to sleep to start. And then we wait for defense to go down. He's picking on Chrono, which is unfortunate. Slow on the uptake there. Alright, 4 flame kicks. That's 1. 2. 3. Dang it. Alright, 4. We're doing 4 just for the little extra. Oh, you're going after Chrono again. All right. Save some time on that, surprising. So after defeating Tyranno, Black Tyranno, there is a star falling from the sky. come to find out that Lavos didn't always live on the Earth. That he fell from the sky in 65 million BC. And Lavos was what destroyed the dinosaurs. Or the reptiles. Actually a good stretch room too. Okay. And so we look at the crater where Lavos landed. Kind of prepared to go fight him, and he's not there, and he's left another gate behind. And so we're like, all right, let's check this out. And what we find is a mixture of like earthbound ones and like barren landscape to this like prospering kingdom in the sky of these magic users basically. He's way too hungry to fight. He flew all that way through space. All right, so we're just gonna pop into Kajar. There's a couple little towns you can explore casually, but we just pop in here to grab a speed capsule, and then we're going straight to the palace. You can also check out the Blackbird, or at least like you'll kind of like see that it's there, and we just avoid that. We'll have some Blackbird encounters later. Yeah, so we see this kind of prosperous magical kingdom, and apparently this is 12,000 BC is what we're finding out. It makes you wonder why we never heard of it. So we almost had a chance to talk to this girl Scala, but her mom called her away. Her mom, the queen, it seems like. And so we watched her, and she uses her pendant on this special secretive door, and it opens. But our pendant doesn't work. On the run, we don't even have to try it. We just know that you can go charge our pendant in the mem machine, and that will make the pendant able to now open any of these sealed chests or sealed doors that you've come across in the game up until now. Because essentially it's the same pendant, but passed down through the ages. So we're going right in. What could go wrong? And what you have is not an unwinnable fight, but just the result is the same whether you win or not. And so we just want to die as fast as we can. Chrono is on tech, so if we can hit lightning, that's the best result. And then he'll just lightning all of us. There you go. And that's why we left ourselves at low health after the Tyranno fight as well. Not to mention that every time the Tyranno chomps on you, he heals from it, and so we do want to keep low health for that reason as well. Anyway, Scala lets us out, and she's every time we almost get a chance to talk to Scala, someone intervenes, and in this case it's the Prophet. And the Prophet basically says he's going to kill us, and Scala's like, no. And so he says, all right, well then you must send them away from where they came from. So we get sent back to the gate, and then Scala's going to seal the gate. So we won't be able to come back that way anymore to this time period. So when we come back, we realize, hey, there were some other sealed doors and sealed chests that we came across in our travels here. And what's funny is they show a cutscene of the sewers in the future. On the speedrun, we don't go to the sewers first, but you're expected to casually, and that's why they show this, like, oh yeah, we went here and we saw this door here, even though we didn't. But basically alluding to, like, hey gamer, go check this out now with your new pendant that's charged up. So that's what we're going to do. But first, we do take advantage of one quick little thing on the run before going there, and that is getting Chrono a new sword that's super beefy for where we're at. And again, it's another sealed thing. So it's a blue pyramid in 1000 AD. This blue pyramid, if you would have like casually like looked around, you would have seen this and you wouldn't be able to do anything with it. But now that we have the pendant, it kind of unlocks this pyramid. And what you get is a choice. You get a helmet that takes physical damage down to a third, I believe, or it either takes a third of damage off, or you get this uber sword for Chrono. And so on the run, we choose the sword. Swallow. Yeah, it's such a good sword for where we're at in the game right now. All right, so sword, headband, shelter. Now we can go back to the future. In fact, I want to say we keep this sword on Chrono through the end of the game. Like, we get the rainbow, but we don't use it. We don't equip it. McFly. So we're backtracking basically along the racetrack that we raced. And then we're gonna hit up the sewers. And we're very overpowered for the sewers at this point, because like I said, you were kind of supposed to come here earlier when you first came to the future. But there are a couple skips in here where we'll avoid a couple fights and we'll avoid some of the dialogue with these frogs that walk around and kind of give you hints. Also, these things are all traps. Don't touch the kitty. Don't touch the Coke or whatever that is. Don't touch the cheese. And don't touch the save point. And then we got the boss of the zone. Yeah, the save point is evil. I was hoping for a crit. Too bad. So you either hope for a crit there, or you try to get a flame pick off. And we're still on battle speed 2, so it becomes a little bit tight. So what we get behind this door is a time machine. Basically, they can't stop us from coming to their time zone with this thing. At 88.8 miles per hour, let's go. Alright, so the next boss we're coming up on is Mud Imp. And he's notoriously bad. He heals, he counterattacks. Basically, you try to keep the blue beast asleep so that the counterattacks don't happen, but he often will just keep waking up the blue beast. And so anyways, this is so bad and has gone so bad in the past that I wrote a song about it, a parody song to Britney Spears' Toxic. So feel free to check that out if you want. But hopefully we'll get a good Mud Imp today. That's the main thing. You named the Epoch Amiga. Alright, here we go. Send good vibes for good RNG. We gonna need it. come on, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, already bad RNG. No, don't put him to sleep. Okay, good. Oh yeah, and then he also heals. Alright, about expected for a mud imp, but I definitely had a lot worse. Oops. Yes, alright. We got a rubble. That's all we needed. Got a rubble. There is some backup rubbles. I've once had a run have to do 4 rubbles. Okay, we actually need to do headband, sight scope. Power stuff? I think that's right. Berserker ring. Speed buff. Oh, I think I did that wrong. This is power scarf. Gosh darn it. I knew that felt wrong. Headband. Power scarf. Could probably look at my notes, but... Okay, we're gonna take this next fight. Now we have Falcon Strike, so... And Falcon Strike with the Swallow is, like, really awesome. And it's what wins the day on Gigagia. But even so, Gigagia is pretty tight. Basically, you have to kill the arms on Gigagia, otherwise he will kill you. That's it. You gotta hit the arms the first 2 hits, and then you start hitting him, and then when he resurrects the arms, you gotta hit him real quick, and then keep hitting him. So. opens up with these two crazy attacks. That's one. Two. Three. Oh. Only got 3 off. Four. Five. Six. Alright, hopefully this last. Yeah. Video's lagging behind audio. Maybe refresh. Testing, testing. Oh yeah, it is. All right, I let an admin know. Yes, somehow the rock that was held up in the sky by a chain just falls down. Once again, Skola wants to talk to us, and Melchior, and then we get interrupted again. So Melchior gives us a ruby knife and says, plunge this into the mammoth machine and let's be done with this. Save Skola in the process. So once again, we have to traverse the sky bridges. And we're going straight to the palace this time. we have to tell the plant lady to plant the plant despite the queen telling her not to. And then we're going to fight Dalton. And then it's time for Ocean Palace music. So as we traverse the palace, there'll be some of these like cutscenes back to where the queen is at the bottom, kind of trying to engineer and work the Mammon machine and make it more powerful, get more power. While Scala's like trying to make sure. All right, as we descend the stairs, we them and then we'll take some of them. Alright, we want these to be somewhat lined up. If you can't get all three, you can get three, or if you can't get all four, you can get three of them. And then just Falcon Strike the fourth. Now we're gonna shelter for maximum MP. And we're gonna do this fight again to get Luca Fire 2. Alright, we got it. So we switch Luca for Robo, go down the elevator. Dang it. They're not lined up. Okay, so all of that got us Boogie for Ayla and Robo, which we're going to use on the next boss fight. Still always kind of a scary fight. If Chrono doesn't get first initiative, which he usually does, then it's not a good outcome. And we basically have to get a lightning off to like give us a second to get our boogie off. So let's see if we can do it. Basically, remember that golem from before that does everything you do? Now there's two of them. And it can be pretty devastating. Okay, we got lightning. Just need to get Boogie. Where is it? There. We're hoping this hits both of them. Looking good. 5 Falcon Strikes. Meanwhile, Robo's gonna cure. So here's 2. 3. 4. That's why we heal up, because they double burp on you when they die. Now we're going to get more story. And that new just committed suicide. So we throw the ruby knife into the Mammon machine, and it kind of looks like it turns into the Mazamian sword, which is interesting. But it also causes a major disruption in the powers that the Queen is trying to garner from Lavos. And Lavos is summoned in the process. And he is way too powerful for us, even 2 hours and 42 minutes into the game. Insta-death. Don't worry, it's part of the story. The prophet reveals who he really is, and it is Magus. The whole time, it was Magus. And he's just been playing along just to be able to take out Lavos himself. The Queen, of course, is basically, what's the word, chiding everybody who wants to attack Lavos. Like, Lavos is all powerful, blah, blah, blah. And Magus finds out that he's not powerful to take out Lavos either. But one hero will step up. Do what needs to be done. And unfortunately, Chrono is also not powerful enough for Lavos. Alright, we're gonna skip a cutscene here, and then I'm gonna go to the bathroom again. Okay, I'll be back.